I call there comes a point in life when you stop being proud of the person you see in the mirror. Not because you've failed, but because somewhere along the way, you started to break promises to yourself. It happens quietly. You skip one small thing you said you would do. You tell yourself it's fine, that you'll fix it tomorrow, but tomorrow never really comes. And those small cracks, they start to spread. You lose the fire in your words, you lose trust in your own mind, and deep down, you begin to feel something far worse than failure. You feel disappointment. Not from others, from yourself. That's when you realize that the hardest person to forgive isn't someone who betrayed you. It's the person you became while you weren't paying attention. Self respect doesn't disappear overnight, it erodes slowly. Every time you avoid discomfort, every time you lie to yourself, every time you know the right thing to do and still choose not to. And that's how you lose the quiet war inside you. And yet, the moment you feel that loss is also the moment you can begin again, because nothing changes until you finally face the mirror. Carl Jung once said, "No one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." And that's where rebuilding begins. Not in denial, but in the courage to see what you've become without flinching. So you stand there looking at your reflection and you realize that no one is coming to save you. Not motivation, not inspiration, not anyone else's belief, only action, only truth. You don't rebuild self respect by thinking your way into it. You rebuild it by acting your way into it. One promise kept, one small victory, one decision that proves to yourself that you still mean what you say. Each time you choose to follow through, you start to believe yourself again. And that belief, that inner trust, becomes the foundation of self respect. Discipline, in that sense, is not punishment, it's reconciliation. It's how you apologize to the version of you that you betrayed. Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford talks about how our brains build confidence, not from outcomes, but from effort, from showing up consistently even when the results aren't visible yet. Each act of discipline reconditions the mind, proving to your nervous system that you can be trusted again. That's what integrity really is. It's not about perfection. It's about refusing to lie to yourself. It's about being someone whose actions align with their values, even when no one is watching. Viktor Frankl once wrote that man's deepest need is not pleasure but meaning. And meaning, he said, is born from responsibility, from carrying something that matters even when it's heavy. Because without that weight, you drift. Without that code, you lose shape. You start to understand that the goal was never admiration. Admiration is cheap. It's built on appearance, on image, on noise. Respect, true respect, is silent. It's the feeling of being at peace with the person you are when the lights go out. And that kind of peace doesn't come from applause. It comes from alignment, from the small, honest moments when you choose what's right over what's easy. Becoming someone you respect is not a single transformation. It's a daily decision to stand up, to keep your word, to act with integrity. It's rebuilding your inner authority piece by piece, until one day you wake up and you recognize the person in the mirror again. You won't be perfect. You won't have all the answers. But you'll carry something better. The quiet strength that comes from knowing you didn't run from yourself. When you finally become someone you respect, you no longer need validation. You no longer chase admiration. You no longer live trying to convince the world you're enough. Because you'll already know. You'll look in the mirror, and for the first time in a long time, you'll feel peace staring back.